Yo, this is me operating a $3 million a year business in public. The way these videos go are I start with some Q&A where I answer all of your questions as an engagement hack for this channel, also just to give some value right away. Then I cover some growth stats over the last 24 hours, and then finally I do some work. We're recording a little late today because I had quite a packed day, a lot of work, a lot of Maker School signups. This is my main channel here at 92.3K subs, and then this is my daily updates channel. And typically what I do is I just go all the way down to the very bottom and just answer the oldest question first. So we're currently, I think, like a week out or something. Let's see how far. Okay, looks like the last question was from Patrick 1992. I'm confused. A few days ago you said you don't use a teleprompter. In this video today you said you use the Elgato teleprompter. So is it better for you to use a teleprompter now? Well, I do for my Instagram videos. That's probably the nuance. I run an Instagram channel. We just had 120K subs on it for anybody that's unaware. And basically, this is like short form news content. So if you click on this, we do all like the super crazy cut stuff. And it's news. So like I basically just have a script and then I say the script and then the editor does 99% of it on top of that. So really cool system. Obviously scaled us like absolute wildfire recently. And yeah, I do not do it for this stuff. Hopefully you guys could tell. It's just mostly yapping and a lot of ums and ahs. Patrick says, businesses often get, thank you, Martellus is dope. Businesses often get everything just in their main email. How do you categorize all the emails and only answer the real inquiries where customers are interested in your offer and maybe answer quick that somebody will contact them? Not that also invoices send to you get an answer. Sorry. Businesses often get everything just on their main email. How do you categorize all the emails? And only answer the real inquiries where customers interested in your offer, maybe answer quick that somebody will contact them, not also that invoices send to you get an answer. Yeah, this is a great question. This is actually part of my autoresponder system. I don't know if I have this. Well, I mean, I have it at Maker School or Make Money with Make here. But this is like a whole end-to-end guide on how you build your very first email autoresponder. It's for free, available on YouTube. Called make.com email systems and AI autoresponders. And that's what you're looking for, Patrick. You are looking for an email autoresponder. So what you do is you make your little make.com scenario or whatever, any then scenario to start off with a trigger. And then that's a new email. And then after the new email, you have some AI categorizer. And then, it depends on the categories you have. But let's say you want, for invoices and stuff, you add to a Google Drive. Right? And this is just like your invoices Google Drive. It just does it all automatically. Okay. For sales questions, maybe you have it categorized into the sales question answer. You actually do another AI call, which is like replying. And then it drafts an email for you. And then maybe you have another category, and the category is like, I don't know, in my case, sponsorship request. And, in this case, it's just marked as red because I don't want to look at these and I get so many of them. So I guess I'm pointing, the thing that I'm saying, the point is you have an AI categorizer that does a bunch of routes depending on the email body. And then depending on that email body, you have, differential things that you do if it's an invoice, differential things you do if it's a sales question, or differential things you do for sponsorships. Presumably this is the highest value one, the sales questions, because obviously those are linked to your money. So you just make sure that you don't have to just draft it. You could actually send it. Although if you do, I personally don't like having it answer questions as much as I like having it just say, hey, great question. I'm actually just headed into a garage right now. Do you mind if I, get back to you in 15 minutes or something? Because that way you get both the plausible deniability that you're not answering their question right now, but you make it seem that you're very attentive. And then you also buy yourself a little bit of time to actually respond as a human being. Kind of clever, right? So that's what I would do. Tara Alexander 4442 is apparently sparking up. Didn't smoke until 26, now 43. Cool. Megan Scott Manolova says, is he talking about Alex Hormozy? LOL. Is Alex Hormozy the one that is copying me? I don't know. We'll see. He did start doing daily publishing. Exaido Wolf says, like the idea of you bringing in some of your interest for packaging and relatability. Yeah, I was mentioning this here. I'm actually quite a nerd. Not a lot of people know. Who would have thought? But I have a bunch of very nerdy hobbies and interests. And so I don't really talk about them a lot because obviously money is what's flashing and gets clicks. But I think over the course of the next few years, people care more about relatability and authenticity than they do. How intense your work ethic is and how many push-ups you can do and how jacked you are and stuff. So yeah, I love anime. I have a bunch of my favorite animes. I love sci-fi. I love fiction. Used to read a lot of manga back in the day. Play video games. I don't play too many video games now just for time reasons, but I like video games. Still watch the occasional League of Legends stream. Why is your audio always out of sync? Lol, you look like an AI influencer. I'm a robot. This is me beeping and booping, sadly. You still get a thumbs up, though. Which graphic tablet do you use to draw in Excalibur? I love your content, by the way. Yeah, I do one called the XP Pen. Man, I gotta do an affiliate for these guys. I do the cheapest XP Pen tablet. Cheap. Yeah. So it's stuff like, I mean, this is a little small. What's the one that I use? This one here. This one right here. This is what I use. Check this out. That's it. I have this little thing, which is like a mouse. Can I show it to you guys? Check it out. And then I use this. This is my mouse. Kind of moves around the screen. Kind of neat, huh? So that way I get to like make stuff happen on my screen, but I don't actually have to like invest in any editing or whatever. I can just draw it. Kind of cool. Griff. That's one of my nerdy hobbies. Hey, Nick, I'm in a team of 3 salespeople from the last 3 months, running cold emails, but haven't really got any clients yet. I want to leave them because I also have Upwork clients I'm delivering to. How can I tell them that I don't want to work with them? All right. Yeah, fair enough. Listen, let me tell you a story, okay? Just while we're at it. So during COVID, one of my best friends and later business partners came to me with a business proposition. He said, hey, Nick, COVID in Vancouver, where I was living at the time, was a really big deal. They shut down all local businesses and people were very afraid. So he said, hey, Nick, we know that the way to make money on the internet is to buy into people's fear. So during all this super afraid COVID period, why don't we do this? Why don't we make a door opener where you don't actually have to touch the door in order to open it? I saw somebody crushing it on Kickstarter with this door opener. Do you want to like jump in? And so it was like a 33 thing. There was me, who was like kind of like sales guy. There was my buddy Julian, who was like video marketer extraordinaire, who was like directing and shooting videos for like really big companies at that point. Then there was my friend Noah, who was like into CAD and 3D modeling, and like, you know, he did some manufacturing and he could like actually contact the shops to like get us their little door opener. So we started working on this door opener and it was really cool. I actually filmed like a little ad where I was like super catchy. I kind of thought I was like an actor, and Julian was directing it, and like Noah was on the background like clapping and cheering me on. And we started this like Indiegogo, I think it's Indiegogo, I believe that's what it was called. Yeah, Indiegogo campaign to like crowdfund it. We got like all the stuff in place, and then like we were just about to actually launch it. But over the course of like the 2 or so weeks since I recorded the ad and then when we were about to launch it, I think it was about 2 weeks or so, something just felt off to me. And I didn't really like the way that the business was going. I don't really know what more I could say about this. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I just found that there was like too much minor disagreements over like the direction of the product. There was too much like wondering about over what to do next. There was like all these little minor frustrations and stuff like that in group chats and whatnot. So one morning I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I was just like sweaty, and we were about to launch pretty soon thereafter. And I'd already invested all my time and a little bit of my money into it, but I just woke up sweaty, and I just like could not shake for the better part of me that like I didn't want to be part of this project anymore. And it was causing me some like weird existential anxiety to be part of it. So at like 6 a.m. in the morning, I like texted everybody. I was like, you guys, I got to talk with you. So we all jumped on a call, and I was like, hey, I really can't put it into words why, but I don't want to be a part of this project anymore. I love both of you guys to death, and I think you're going to do really good things. I want to give you guys my cut, and then I just want to walk away from it. And what they kept saying to me was, Nick, this is stupid. We're just about to launch. You've already done all the work. We've already done everything. You've already given a couple weeks of your life. Why not at least launch and see what happens? And that's when it hit me. My response to them was, I don't know, but clearly something inside of me thinks that the potential upside of this is not worth the additional 2 or 3 days that I would be stuck working here with you guys. And yeah, everybody was just like, damn, like, do you guys do you hate us or something? And I was like, no, I just don't really want to do this. And, you know, looking back, I don't remember exactly what it was. I mean, obviously I like disagreed with some of the strategic directions of the project, and I thought like the door opener looked kind of ugly and stuff, but you know, there's a lot of bickering, and I also didn't want to sacrifice my relationship with these guys that were my friends over it. But looking back, they respected me a ton for it, I guess, is where I'm going to. Just being abundantly upfront with these people. The moment that I felt that hesitation, the moment that I felt like this like discord between what I wanted to do and then what I was currently doing, I didn't let that eat me up for days or weeks or months. I like felt shitty at like 5:30 that morning. And then I was like, all right, well, if I'm feeling this way, the guys that I partnered on this project with deserve to know. So I'm going to tell it to them. So I told them where I was at. And at the end, I was like, I think I'm going to leave. I wrapped all that shit up in an hour, never looked back. Project went okay from my understanding. Didn't like, you know, no standing ovation awards or whatever. But yeah, anyway, I guess the point I'm trying to make is like with business partners and stuff, things can get pretty heated. My recommendation for you is the second that you feel bad, treat it almost as if it's like intellectually dishonest not to tell the other person right away. Because if you let these things blow up more and more and more and more and kind of bounce around in your head all day, they end up becoming this huge, gigantic freaking problem, and it like builds resentment and it like destroys the relationship. And it makes it really like nerve-wracking for you when you actually finally have that conversation. Instead, do it immediately. The second that you feel this sort of discord, I want to leave them. and you've like crystallized that and you know that you want to leave them, like just tell them that you want to leave them. Don't look back. Just get going with your life and worry about all that later. I look like a young version of Homelander from The Boys. I don't see it at all. I don't see it even a tiny bit. I'm pretty sure he was blonde, but hey, thank you. I'm going to take it as he's attractive and maybe mildly psychopathic. Don't know what you're trying to say. Mohammed says, thank you for sharing your journey and insights. I really enjoyed watching your content, especially you reach the direct point style, no unnecessary music. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love from Libya. Hey man, love from Canada, my friend. The videos. I'm wondering how much of the revenue is in the educational space for selling a product in the videos. Keep up the great work. Now, as of the last month, I made over $300,000 last month. It's like 85%. It's like 85% from education. So yeah, man, education's way more scalable than actually building the service. That's just unfortunately how it goes. Hey, Nick, just curious at which points I should start delegating my projects. Is there a threshold that if they don't pass it, I can do everything on my own? I've sold a few automations for $400, $700. Your content's really great for a beginner like me. Hey, man, awesome work to you, Phil. I would not recommend delegating at $400, $700. I think most people start like getting into the tensions about delegating after maybe $5,000 a month worth of projects, I would say. But usually you can actually just like massively economize the way that you're doing the projects. One of the big time sinks that you probably have right now is like dealing with clients and client management. The reason why is because you're responding to clients on their terms. You should be responding to clients on your terms. So one of the simplest and most straightforward ways you could significantly economize how quickly you do projects is instead of constantly being around to like answer all questions and concerns and immediately messaging clients back and stuff, just set like a daily window where you will answer client questions. It might be 12 to 2 p.m. PT, okay? Tell them like, hey, I can be reached anytime within this period in the Slack channel. And then if they message you in that Slack channel within that period, then answer them. But if they message you at like 9 p.m. or something, and they're like, oh, this is really urgent, wait until 12 p.m. PT the next day to get back to them. Most of the time, these urgent sort of one-off questions, they don't actually contribute to the bottom line of the project at all. And you can eliminate all of that time just by having some daily scheduled update or something. That's really big. Obviously, another really big thing is just like sell projects that you have templates for, because if they're templated, you are leveraging your time like crazy. Chipmunk157 says, starting my agency tomorrow. If you pray for me. I prayed for you, my man. Hopefully you're doing well. Crush it. He's already made $100 million. I'm just kidding. William says, great vid. I'm so intrigued with people using AI. I binge watch your content. However, I still haven't a clue on where or how to start. Anyway, I guess that just means I need to get after it more. Thanks and God bless. Well, I don't really think so. I don't really think it like means that you should get after it more. Clearly what you're doing right now is not working. It's not really getting you off your ass, right? So why don't we do a curriculum? Do 80% of AI automation basics. Watch this video right over here. Motherfucker. Who the heck is this guy? What, 88% of AI automation basics in just 8 minutes? Come on, man. Let me just see what other titles this handsome bastard has copied. Okay, he hasn't actually copied me too much. Maybe he just saw like a standout video. All right, he hasn't. Never mind. I'm cool with you. It's no problem. 88% of AI automation basics in just 8 minutes. 8 minutes now? Dude, pretty soon it'll be 99% of AI automation basics in 5 seconds. Okay, so watch this video, bro. That'll get you up and running. And then now you know kind of like the business side of things, and I'm very like pragmatic with you about how this works. And then go over to Nick Saraev make.com playlist. And then check this one, make.com for people who want to make real money. Give this a click. This is a make.com guide 0 to 1 that shows you how to build. Watch the first like dozen videos of that. And after you're done, make an Upwork profile or join Maker School and start like applying to projects that you think that you could do. Okay? All right, Marcus says, you produce great content. Thanks, man. I can see you can make the most of this momentum. Congrats on your success. Apologies to spoken this, but I'm wondering how your WAP campaign is going. In theory, the pay and result thing makes a lot of sense. Somebody's actually doing this. How much do you think has been contributing towards your raw brand exposure growing your phone? Great question. So actually, I need to respond to this, so I might as well respond to this now. I don't know, man. I didn't set this up very intelligently, but you know me. Usually the way that I do things is I just like get up and running. I'll spend a little bit of money. I'll spend a little bit of time, and I'll worry about the results later. So this is basically what I did with WAP. I spent $1,000. I gave them $1,000. And up until right now, yeah, it looks like actually we legitimately today finished the entire content reward. The 968 is because I think they take 3%. Okay. So what ended up happening with my WAP campaign? If I go to content rewards, go to submissions, you could see that there are 614 videos that have been approved. If I sort by views, the number one video got 109,000 views. This looks kind of sus. The fact that it flatlined and then immediately jumped up again looks kind of sus. So what I think a lot of people are doing is they're botting, and then they're just like they're like copying and pasting videos from one of my other channels, and then they are paying less money than I am paying WAP, and then they're arbitraging. So maybe this guy's paying the equivalent of like 50 cents per 1,000 views, and I'm paying a dollar per 1,000 views. So he's just, squeezing money out of me. And yeah, it looks like he deleted that one. This one here too. This one here looks reasonably legit. 44,000 views. I don't know why. Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. That's pretty cool. And then there's a bunch of this shit. It's pretty funny. Look at this. This is like TikTok Subway server stuff. So I've decided that my next campaign, I'm going to explicitly disallow stuff like this because I don't really want my whole brand, which is anti all of this, directly in opposition of this, to be associated with that. This looks kind of botted as well. Look at it. So I paid $38 on that. This guy squeezed me for $17. I guess what I'm trying to say is the WAP campaign's been going okay, but for the most part, people have just been stealing from me. Look at this. Like that wasn't botted. Come on. How the hell did we go down in views? Weird. So yeah, man, to make a long story short, not very well, but that's okay. The first time I do anything is probably not going to be the best. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to implement much stricter controls over who can create content. I'm also going to create much stricter controls around the content that I consider permissible. I'm also going to make it a requirement that if you join my community, you have to have a profile pickup, because there's a lot of like anonymous bullshit happening where people are just like, they're like flaming other people for no reason, of being like, approve my shit right now. And it's like, well, if you put your real face on the profile pic, you probably wouldn't be talking like that, big guy. And then I'm also just going to like have instant ban. Like, to be honest, I'm going to basically be a totalitarian dictator on the swap, where if you are a content creator, clipper or whatever, then you like try and flame me in the chat every 5 seconds, being like, approve my shit, approve my shit, approve my shit. Then I ban you like the first or the second time that it happens. So I'm going to go full totalitarian dictator mode. I'm also going to make it so that where people are linking to, like the bio link is not just my community anymore, or not just my channel. I'm going to have them link to a specific like page where I could track where they come from. So that way I'll know that this is actually doing something. But yeah, man, think about it from my perspective. 300 grand made last month. This is 0.3% of my total revenue. It's fine for me to experiment with this. Hopefully that makes sense. One more from OA says, hey, Nick, I built more complex system than an email categorization system, but could you walk us through how to set one up? I'm getting a response from the webhook, but the get email module is acting up. It's not returning the email text. Maybe my basics are not clear. Tell me, bruv. It depends. What are you doing this in, man? N8N or make.com? Yeah, it really depends. Get email module. Let me just see. What's the email module called? Get email module. You're probably talking make, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me just go to N8N and just check out the email one real quick, okay? Email, get email. So this is on message received. Ah, Jesus, I always had to log in on this shit. It's so annoying. I'm no longer really, like, I have a couple of automations that I do on this account, but for the most part, I don't really use this account anymore, so I'm never really logged. Oh, that's my credit card. I've never really logged in. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. What am I doing? Probably doing this. Watch emails? Is that what we're doing? Or get emails? Get emails? Using the get emails? Yeah, so what's your issue, man? It's not returning the email text. Well, let's double check. I go to inbox, simple criteria. Let's do all emails. Return. Arise email. Okay, I don't want to leak this guy's stuff because it's a bunch of personal information. I know who this is. He sent me a very long person. Oh shit, it's the same guy again. Is this just going to be the same guy over and over and over again? Yeah, it is. Okay. How about from date? Like today. All right. Can I show this? I don't really know. Okay, yes, somebody asked me a question about this. So man, listen, what you're looking for is text content. Okay. If your filter is set up, in the future, when this runs, it'll return, but it's not going to include text content. So what I take is happening to you is you're just not getting an email. So the get email module does not run when you get an email. What it does do is it runs on a schedule. It's a polling thing. So it runs every 15, 20, 30 minutes or whatever. So it like sends a request to your email inbox, says, hey, is there any new emails according to this formula or filter? If it doesn't find anything, it'll still execute, but it's going to return empty for subject, empty for text. And that's probably why you're not getting anything. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Ladies, gentlemen, Bloodwork sign up. Who the hell is this? Hi, Cal. I don't really know what's going on over here, but I'll leave it there. Okay, so yeah, let's just hide my credit card, please. Let's not. Nope, nobody needs to see that. Let's do brand stats now. For those of you guys that don't know, brand stats are where I show my growth over the last month and a bit. And so yesterday I had 90,462 subscribers. Today I have 92,326 subscribers, meaning I've gone up by almost 2,000 again, which is 2% or so. So, I mean, the last few days, guys, we're just being real here. I've grown almost 10%, which is wild. My God, man, that's money. Okay, 124,669 is my Instagram. So that's gone up 2.3% from yesterday. And my daily updates channel is 4,685 right over here, which has gone up 1.36%. Again, I just wanted to show you guys something really cool. If I were to grow by 1% every day for 365 days, by the end of the year, I would be 37 times larger than I am right now. So if I could theoretically keep up half of this for 365 days, which is quite unlikely statistically, but just for the sake of argument, I would be at 3,476,075 subscribers. That is the nature of exponential growth, and that is why content is so scalable. This is also why information products are so scalable. One of the questions I received earlier was, how much money did you make from this? And I said, I made like 85% of all of my money this month from information products. And that's because when you have distribution, which is the number one thing you guys should be going for, not like necessarily inbound brand distribution, but like some distribution as beginners, you should be going for like cold emails, send as many Upwork apps as you can, do the things that don't scale until you make a little bit of money, worry about the things that scale afterwards. Once you have distribution, you look for ways that you can most effectively utilize all that distribution. And the way that you most effectively utilize the distribution of almost 100,000 people on YouTube and like 130,000 people or whatever on Instagram is you sell information products where the deliverable does not scale with my unit time. Okay? All right. So that's Blast Up. That's brand stats. That's all that cool stuff. What am I doing now? Well, I am going to San Francisco pretty soon. That's going to be pretty fun. I don't actually have much to say for the strategy side of things. I'm going to San Francisco. That's going to be fun. I'm not actually kind of looking forward to it anymore because my communities are going so damn well. I know that the day that I get back, I'm going to have so much more work I need to do. Check us out. We're almost at $200,000 MRR just with Maker School alone, and a 17% churn rate. I mean, very few people get this much traffic. If I go to Skool Games, I go to money. This is Q1, but if I go Q3, no, I guess Q3 hasn't happened yet. Q2, I'm first, unsurprisingly, and it's not even close. It's not even remotely close. Everybody here that I'm competing with is at 23,000. I'm at 80,000 right now per month MRR growth, and this is old. This is 173. I'm at like 199 now. This hasn't even taken into account the last couple of days. If you look at the all-time charts, I'm coming up on 200K, and I'm moving the fastest up compared to everybody else in this chart. Like, I just want to say, guys, it's not even close. I don't mean this to piss anybody off that's competing with me, but it is just not even close. So if you want to grow a community like this, let me be abundantly clear. None of the fancy shit that you guys are doing means anything compared to just showing up every day. Like, none of these super complex funnels that you guys have set up mean anything compared to just showing up every day. If you're the creator and people like and they trust you and you have any sort of authenticity and positive renown, if you just show up every single day, you show your face in there, you provide help, even if it's not the best help, you provide some help, you will eventually grow over a long enough period to outshadow everybody. No fancy shit, just the basics. Unfortunately, it's the exact same thing as everything else in life. If you want to grow in business, you got to just talk to customers all day. And that's more or less what I've done. So yeah, I'm going out to lunch/dinner with a buddy of mine now. I think I'm just going to sign off now, enjoy my weekend. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this video. That last bit's really important. Whatever you do, just front load talking to customers and you're going to blow everybody else out of the water. A little bit of focus goes a long way. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in my next daily update. Appreciate you guys for waiting. I know it's a little bit longer than usual today. Rock on. Bye, guys.